Hi guys, and welcome to the Gillingham vs Sunderland match preview. So in this video what we're going to do is we're going to quickly cover injury news, then I'll give you my predicted lineup and then my prediction for the scoreline at the end of the video. Now I know I did say in the Charlton, the opening day of the season, the preview for that game, I know I did say that I'm not going to be doing any more previews. But the reason I'm doing one today is because unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do a review for this game. The second the game finishes this evening, I'm going to work at 10 o'clock at night. I don't finish till tomorrow evening, and then I'm working the following morning. So I'm not going to have the opportunity to do that. By the time I do have an opportunity to do it, it's going to be the Wimbledon game, so it's going to be pretty pointless. So apologies for that in advance. So I thought I would, give you a preview whilst I do have the chance. So let's get straight into it. So in terms of injury news, we do still have McGeady out, Tom Flanagan out, Jerome Sinclair is still out, Duncan Watmore is still out. They've all remained on Wayside, whilst the rest of the squad is going to be based in the London area over the next few days, because obviously we have Wimbledon just after this game this evening against Gillingham. But in good news, we do have Dylan McGeoch and Donald Love travelling with us. Whether they'll both be ready for this game, particularly Dylan McGeoch, remains to be seen. Of course, as well, Adam Matthews, who I think he picked up a knock against Luton, and then he continued to play the game against Scunthorpe, and he ended up having to come off in that game, and he has been assessed and should be okay, but whether he'll be risked, that remains to be seen. But we'll go into my predicted lineup now. So the most difficult thing for this lineup is deciding whether Jack Ross is going to rotate, particularly across the back four, because like I say, Matthews, he's been picking up knocks here and there, but Love is now available, but whether he'll be completely 100% fit, again, we don't really know. So I have gone for Love, Loovens, Baldwin and Oviedo across the back, of course with McLaughlin in goal as well. But again, someone like Loovens, Jack Ross, is going to be keeping an eye on him, and he's going to want to kind of manage his fitness as best as he possibly can, because he is aging a little bit. But I love having Loovens in there, because I think Baldwin, out of the two between Baldwin and Loovens, I do prefer Baldwin. I think he's the all-round better defender, but I think Loovens controls that back line very, very well, and he does the simple stuff correctly. He's not too bad, which has surprised me. He's not been too bad with his distribution of the ball. He wins most headers in the air, most aerial sort of battles. He does win 9 out of 10 times. So I'm a big fan of Loovens, and I think that Loovens and Baldwin partnership has been working pretty well since it has been put together. But Loovens could quite easily be rotated for Ozturk. It all depends on, I suppose, which game Jack Ross will prioritise. Either Wimbledon or Gillingham, we don't really know which one, or if he is going to prioritise games, or whether he's just going to want to keep a winning team. So we've got Catmull and Power in there as well. I don't think we would really want to rotate them, because I think they were absolutely sublime, that pair in midfield against Scunthorpe in the previous game. Honeyman as well, I think he will probably be in there by default because of his captaincy. If Dylan McGeoch is fit, I would like to see him in there as well. I don't know whether he might just come on off the bench, and if he does okay there, then maybe he'll get himself a starting place against Wimbledon. But as for the top three, we are unchanged with Gooch, Madger and Maguire as well. So that is my predicted lineup. In the comments below, you let me know what you think the predicted lineup would be as well. It's not necessarily the best team I think we've got, because if that was the case, I'd love to see McGeoch in there, but I don't see him starting the game tonight. Now for my predictions, and I do think it's going to be a very difficult game. Gillingham have had a very good start themselves. They've won 2 and lost 1. The last game against Walsall, they did lose 2-1, and that first half performance from Gillingham wasn't fantastic. I'm sure Gillingham fans will admit that. I believe that their defence, their back two, or just back line in general, I think they give a little bit too much space to the attacking opposition to decide what they're going to do next. Both goals, I think they were probably guilty of that, giving the attackers a bit too much room, a bit too much space. But in the second half, they did improve, and they did manage to get themselves one back. They definitely have threats to damage us, but I do believe that if we manage to continue or keep up the performance level that we did have against Gillingham, and for the majority of the Luton game, I don't see Gillingham being able to handle us, especially from the Scunthorpe game. If they do manage to keep up that level, I can see this being a very, very good victory for us. And I'm hoping that Jack Ross doesn't set out to sort of hold that for a draw, which, you know, first and foremost, of course, don't concede. That's exactly what we want. But we did get the monkey off our backs in terms of winning games at home. We managed to get the win against Charlton, and then we got back-to-back wins, of course, on Sunday because we beat Scunthorpe 3-0. So it would be nice to try and get an away win as quickly as humanly possible. So if we manage to get a win today, I think that would be absolutely perfect. And because I suppose in the Luton game, there was a couple of substitutions that did confuse me a little bit. With Jack Ross, I think he does, you know, prioritise not losing, which is completely fine, completely perfect. But a couple of changes he did make against Luton, I think we still have about 20 minutes left to go. We looked to be on the front foot, and he brought on defensive-minded players and brought off attacking-minded players, which a lot of people could see as frustrating. But again, I suppose safety first. But I would like to see us see the game out by that time. But in terms of predictions, I do think we're going to get a 2-0 win. I think Madrid will get himself a goal, and I think Gooch is going to get in amongst the goals as well. So that is it, guys. What do you guys think in terms of predictions for the scoreline as well? I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope we get the win tonight. You take care and stay jammy.